As we mentioned at the top of the show, President Trump is pressuring Attorney General Pam Bondi quite publicly to go after his political opponents with prosecutions. He wrote in part on social media, this was quoting someone else in the MAGA sphere, "Nothing is being done about what Comey, Adams, Shifty Schiff, and Letitia. They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done." Again, that's the president quoting others in his circle. The president also installed, and this is important, a new interim U.S. attorney today in Virginia. Now, that kind of thing would provoke scant attention in normal times. But we know these are not that. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane is here to shine a light on this thing that under normal circumstances would not be on this show or any show. Oh, there's an Eastern District U.S. attorney in Virginia. So what?
So the change here, according to critics of the administration, is because the prior top prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia wouldn't bring a case against the Attorney General of New York, Tish James, for mortgage fraud accusations in Norfolk, Virginia, that Tish James unequivocally denies. The prior U.S. attorney, Eric Siebert, was a Trump appointee, brought in just a few months ago at the start of the administration. And the replacement, the successor who was sworn in midday today, is Lindsay Halligan, who is a Trump aide, former Trump lawyer. She represented him in the classified records case that was dropped in 2024 in Florida. And there is concern that if you have a loyalist in a prosecutor's position, a loyalist may do the work of the administration in addition to the work of the Justice Department.
What else can we say about the president's seeming order to Pam Bondi and how it might influence not just what happens in the Eastern District of Virginia, but nationwide?
There's an appearance issue, whether that's an order, a recommendation, or a suggestion from the president. It shatters the norm of independence between the Department of Justice and an administration, one that's been there since the Nixon era. You have an independent justice system that pursues cases on their merits, not because of political recommendations from the administration. That image is gone if you have social media posts that direct the Attorney General to prosecute 3 people by name. That has a fundamental issue inside the Department of Justice. It may cause some turnover. Some people may leave versus stay and work in that environment, but also can have a real practical impact on the cases. That's a defense lawyer's dream, to show that social media post to a jury and say, this is why the case was brought, not because my client committed a crime.
Anyone scrolling their phones this weekend saw mention of Tom Homan, an FBI sting operation, and $50,000.
What's important, I think, from the White House press secretary today was a declarative denial that Tom Homan took $50,000, that he took the money.
Denied it.
But also, the administration has pushed back pretty fiercely since the first reports on Saturday, saying that there was a case that may have been initiated by the Biden administration's Department of Justice, but that did not merit a prosecution. They've alleged it's part of the political weaponization they've alleged was part of the Biden administration's oversight of the Department of Justice.
One of the administration arguments in defense of Tom Homan is he wasn't in any governmental position at the time of this, so was in no position to award contracts or anything other than that.
It's a separate issue because he was a citizen in September 2024, not a federal official, not somebody who worked for an administration. I think the Trump administration has said here in multiple times that they think this was not a righteous investigation that was politically motivated.
Scott MacFarlane, as always, thank you for breaking it down.